Hi there guys, and welcome to another Train Sim 2017 video. Today we're down the East Coast Main Line South with the latest release from Armstrong Powerhouse, which is the JNA-C Wagon, which looks lovely, may I add. This is my first time of seeing it, so you're getting the same view as, well, same view? Well, it's my first time seeing it. It's my first time actually getting my hands on it and I'm looking it up. Just downloaded it, whacked it in. I thought I'd do the scenario and see how we get on. So on the website it says you get one scenario. That is kind of true, you do, but it's in two parts. And this is part two. This is a 35-minute scenario from Hitchin up to Welwyn Garden City. The first part is you bringing it down, bringing it south on the East Coast Main Line. The JNAs themselves, they were built in Romania. There was 555 of them built, and they were built for Network Rail between 2003 and 2004. They were similar to the MOA wagons that had arrived earlier on. They're on NACO designed axle motion, 3 bogies at 12-metre centres. It says here that the bogies bear only a passing resemblance to the original axle motion bogies fitted to most of the PCA JTA fleet of iron ore tipplers. They were built by Wagon, part of the Trinity Group, and Arad in Romania, and were delivered in batches using the Channel Tunnel. Ooh. So we'll get the blurb going on the scenario, and we'll have a look at these when we're going. For me, this is a definite must-have. Living in Cambridge, anything that tends to go down the East Coast Main Line ballast-wise comes out of Whitemore. So I see these very, very often, and it's nice to have them in the game. It's nice to have a modern ballast wagon, if I'm honest with you. So let's get going, and we'll see how we get going. So hello driver, you're booked out of here at 0758. The signalman says he's happy to let you go beforehand. So set up the cab and ease up to signal Kilo 609 and await the road. You will then drive as far as Hitchin, where another driver will take over for the run-up to Cambridge branch. Please note that your maximum permitted speed is 60 miles an hour. Enjoy. Now, what I would have liked to have seen with this, and this is my only little gripe with this so far, is that this could have been done on the DPS extension and we could have gone up as far as Royston. That's what I would have liked to have seen, to be honest with you. But I'm expecting there to be a lot of scenarios coming out for this. It's going to be one of those wagons that just you could pretty much use them in any scenario, as a bit of static, as a bit of AI. They're a very common train, very, very common train. And I don't mean it is a train, I mean, well, it is a train. This is a train. The whole thing is a train. That's the locomotive and they're the wagons. Oh, I didn't set up my headlights. That was stupid of me. So I was also just quite pleased to get another Armstrong Powerhouse scenario. Oh, denied. So this feels really nice with the 66. It feels like you've got a big heavy train behind you. Ah, there we go. I think I just needed to get ahead of the previous signal before it let me through. Oh, nice. See the sound of a 365 pulling in as well there. Is it this end you have to open the window by on this? Oh, pretty sure the windows... There we go. What year was this set in? It didn't say. So head code is 6 Tango 80. And part 1 would have been you bringing it down to... from Huntingdon. Been running round the train. I was going to do that, but it was an hour scenario. And I actually don't have time to do it this morning. I wanted to get a video out of this pretty quickly. I actually told Mr. Armstrong Powerhouse that I would have it out last night, and I didn't. And that doesn't mean that I get this for free, by the way. I still pay for all my Armstrong Powerhouse products. I would rather keep these developers going than get freebies. Not that I'm adverse to freebies. I would happily take freebies. But I'll still think a bit of paying every now and again is no bother whatsoever. Uh-oh. Okay. Can I be really quick? And change this point before it comes out? That's a bit of a bugger. I will report this to him. I can't change that. Is it going to work? Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's a little bug I've found. I don't know if that was an error on my side or the scenario side. But they do look lovely. Love the fact that it's a slightly faded yellow. Now, I've heard people already complain there's only one livery. These, as far as I'm aware, are only in one livery. You do get a weathered and a graffitied version. I don't know if they're on this train as such. I think these are all pretty weathered, but no graffiti as such. Oh, there's a lot of 313s there. Well, still pulling 25 frames per second. That ain't bad at all. You can really feel the weight of the train, though. I think wagon physics are one of the things that are sort of very forgotten about in train sim. I mean, a lot of wagons with a 66, you put the brakes on and they're on fully. Same as I found out on the 92 in my stream. Before it was the IPA car carriers, the IPA ones. I might just have that mixed up with beer, but I'm pretty sure it is. They do the same thing, and not even with the 66. They do it with pretty much everything I've driven with them. Look at those sad looking little 313s. I am going to miss them. I think I've said this before in my videos, but we're in a real turning point, rolling stock wise, on the railways at the minute. It's an exciting time to be a rail fan or a train fan, or just someone who likes trains, or a spotter if you're a spotter. Just having a look around the cab of this and just thinking about the train sim world. Hang on. Can't remember how to turn that thing on again. There we go. Oh, I still haven't got my numpad 8 key. It's not what I wanted to do. Or that. I'm just going to start fiddling with that now. Just as long as it's on and I can see it, I'm quite happy. I'll get us back over to data meters. It's not data meters, is it? It's the stats one. Running totals, isn't it? Ah. Sorry, I need to go back before I do it again. A new keyboard is on the list of things to get with your lovely donations on Twitch, donations on YouTube, and your video revenue, well, your ad revenue. Does sound nice, doesn't it? I actually drove along this road here a little while ago. I did post it up on my Facebook page. It's quite cool to see. It was the first time I've been under it properly. So these things have a nickname, according to this, as Falcons. And it just says, for reasons unknown, in brackets. I mean, this must have been one of the larger wagon orders in recent years. I mean, 555, that's a fair amount of wagons, isn't it? Do like the instrument lighting on the 66. And the 66 with the enhancer pack is scripted so well. I mean, waiting for the power to kick in after you moving the controller, it's very, very nice. I've got a diversion coming up somewhere. Nothing on my HUD yet though. Before anyone complains that I've had my brakes in passenger mode, there's very few locos, very few wagons that still use a goods timing. So this is about how quickly the brakes release and come on. I don't know if it's a come on as well, but pretty much I know it's release. What that means is that if it's on passenger, the brakes will come off quicker. Now 66s were never built to hold passengers whatsoever, even though they kind of do. They never were. That was not what they were designed to do. It's a 70-mile crossover because it's the East Coast main line, of course, so we can still accelerate on up. So yeah, it should be on passenger. For a wagon built in 2002, 2003, I'd be very surprised if it has goods timing. And the fact that this is all ballast workings with this is just awesome, because this really does, the scenario potential this opens up is huge. Even really quite strictly, well, in strictly passenger lines, would still have ballast workings over them. So it really is a bit of a go anywhere train, really. And I don't mean it can go literally everywhere, because I know they can't, but depending on the route availability. And I see these a lot more than I see auto ballasters. And I know Chris is a big fan of an auto ballaster, so I'm sure this will also become part of his collection as well. I'm sure he'll whack up a couple of good scenarios for it. I think there's a ballast depot further up. I think there's a ballast depot at Doncaster as well. Oh, they sound awesome. Anybody who's ever stood next to the line or on a platform when these have come through will know that sound. Gonna have to do a little bit of stand by on the line side and wait for this to come past. Yeah. None of those silent wagons with a little clank every now and again. That's really nice. It is a red. It's only a 3-aspect signal, so. Oh, I was saying Chris has got it. Chris has just sent me a text, a message saying the sounds of those JNAs are lovely. Let's really put on some brake here. You couldn't have got a better time with that. No 91s have gone past me yet, though. I was going to use them or the HSTs to date this. But I'm guessing it's probably done like that to keep the required stock down. It still surprises me how many people haven't got certain bits of stock. I mean, I know it's not the cheapest of hobbies in the world, but it's also definitely not the most expensive. Use the opportunity. Seize the moment. Detail on them sublime. I mean, all the gear underneath has been very nicely modelled. Brake rigging's all beautiful. Even like the handbrake wheels are really nice. No square axles going on. Even the cabling, look. The bonding wires are there. Look at the works plate. Astra Wagon, that's what I was saying earlier. Romania. Even the little cutouts, look. Some details gone and some really hard work. These are clearing out chutes and everything. These are really nice. And I was expecting to have this rake of highly detailed wagons to be killing my frame rates a bit, but I can promise you it's not at all. And considering I've got 313s and all sorts running alongside this, we're doing alright. What are we waiting for? No, that's us going down into the tick over mode. In fact, a lot of 66s at the moment are stop start. So I've got that in Stevenage. Who's got a green and his doors are closed, but he's not going anywhere. All right. Now I knew we were due out of there at 58 minutes past, so we might have a bit of a wait. Bless you, mate. I like this help yourself shop. There we go. I won't do train noises. Promise. I actually spoke when I was speaking to Richard Armstrong yesterday. I was saying that Chris will love these because he'll be able to put in loads of scenarios. And he's texted me about the sounds while I've been making this video. Then literally he's just put, "Ooh, mate, just had a wicked idea." I know he's not going to tell me what it is because he's going to keep it as a surprise. I've sent him back some expletives. Oh, all he'll tell me is it involves a 66. Well, I'm going to ask Chris to do a part 3 for this. I'm asking him now, so you can do the section from Hitchin to Royston at least. Because I think this would look lovely going over the flyover. So I hope he says yes to that one. Because ballast workings, I mean, some of these ballast workings can be real quick, some of them can be really long, some whole shifts are ballast workings. I know they won't be everybody's cup of tea, but I would quite enjoy a couple of them. Thoroughly enjoying this. I haven't driven anything freighty for a while. My last thing I drove that was freighty was a 66, funnily enough, on Train Sim World. Let's have another listen to them wagons. So cool. We'll have to do that again. Can you hear the flats? That was cool. That is awesome. They're just awesome. Such a neglected part of train sim. So this is one of those things that I would recommend anybody has, because I can guarantee you there are going to be a lot of scenario creators sticking these in, just for their sheer versatility. So even if you aren't a massive freight driver, for a £5, I'd be sticking this on the list. You can think of the train spotting potential scenarios, those of you that like those, or the rail fanning mode. Again, these are going to be everywhere. I know of quite a few scenario creators that are already very excited about putting them in places, and it means Chris can stop using sea cows and auto ballasters. I can see Chris is already doing something with the scenario because he keeps just popping in and out of train sim. And this is the wonderful hitching. This is actually a bit of a hotspot for 66s sometimes. I think most of the 66s I see on the East Coast main line waiting to get up the Cambridge branch, especially the GBRF ones, or just coming off the Cambridge branch here. Get behind the yellow line, you mate. I should really put Nathan Smith's stuff in on this. I'm waiting for him to do version 3 of the route, really. But he's got changed it all to iPhones and stuff and proper coffee cups. He's done some really nice little touches on this. Don't check your watch at me, mate. I'm going to make you walk a bit if you do that. Wow. Oh. Oh, this is the graffitied ones. There are some. Excellent. Alright, and guys, thanks ever so much for watching. I do recommend you go out and get this because it will be used, it will be a requirement in about 1 billion scenarios. So go and grab it. Well done, Armstrong Powerhouse. Another excellent product. There we go, job done. You'll be relieved by another driver who will take this train up to Cambridge, branching onwards to Whitemore. Well, you'll also find that Chris will probably bang out a scenario from here up to Royston, so we can just add on that little bit more to it. Once again, guys, thanks ever so much for watching. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe to this video. Likes at the moment are really, really important to me. They're getting my channel far and wide, probably further than shares are. They're boosting me in the browse section. They're doing it in suggested videos, so they're everywhere. So if you would, please do give this a like. I want to try and get this up to, try and get my videos sort of averaging about 70 likes a bit. With the amount of views I'm getting at the moment, that shouldn't be hard for you guys. Once again, thanks ever so much, and I'll catch you soon.